Hi, today we'll be replacing the rear shock or the rear shocks of the Honda CRZ. It's a 2010 Honda CRZ. So you need to check the trunk of it. That's where the shocks are assembled from. To the right side, this is where it is assembled from. The nuts on the washer there. On the left side, it's just as easy as opening those things with a flat screwdriver or probably a knife. And that's the other part. Right, so we're gonna get down to work now. There we have the shock. I want to give it a little test, and those are the assemblies. You want to squeeze on it just to see if it has any resistance in it. If it does not have any resistance, you know that it's not good. You need to take it back. So you want to ensure that you raise the rear of it. If you don't have a power tool, you want to make sure you pull the nuts before you raise it. Now in this case I have a power tool, so I just slightly raise it and here we go. Crack the nut from there. And they're all cracked, so you're gonna raise it. You raise it enough so that the wheel is off the ground. You want to also ensure that you put something that will hold the car down rather than just a jack. The jack itself is unreliable, or if you want to use the jack for something else, then that comes in handy. Right, so it's fully raised, so we're gonna take off the wheel. It's always important to have a power tool. Save down a lot of manpower time. And here we have the base of the shock. Two nuts at the bottom. You want to get sure you spray it with some WD-40 or some degreaser or some lubricant so that the nut is easy to pull. In this case I've already sprayed it and I've already cracked the nut, so I'm just finishing that part of the work. Now once you get it cracked, you can always use the power tool to just finish the job quicker. Always comes in handy. Just like that, voila. Once that is done, you try to do it from the top as well. You can also do it from the top first. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Here we go. So the top there, you need a Allen key at the top. that's what you see there. It's the buffer rubber. You want to get that out. So you ensure that you put the Allen key in to prevent it from spinning when you're pulling the nut. There we go. Right. It's sort of painstaking to get the nut pulled, but you know, in due time you'll get it done, and that's how you do it. You just sit in the camera a little bit so that you can get an advantage of seeing what I'm doing. So that's how you take off the Allen key if it's giving you a little problem. Get it off, then you use your hand to just take it off. And that's what I'm doing is the one on the left. It's the same procedure, so I just give you a little view in the interest of time. So once that is off, you take off the shock. So right, you're gonna take it out the box. Done the assembly, and this one is for the one on the left. It's a new, you always get a new buffer rubber with the shock. The washer, place the washer on, you put the buffer rubber on as well. And that's the one for the bottom, so ensure you put it on. You make sure the buffer rubber is on from the bottom, and one will go at the top as well. So you ensure you slot it in the correct position, and there we go at the top.
What we do here is go back.
Place the buffer rubber, and you ensure you place the washer at the top. If you don't place the washer at the top, then when you tighten the screw, it will just slip all the way down. And there we go. Just tightening again. So you tighten it at the top. The only difference with this bolt is that it does not have the Allen key slot in it. So once you tighten the top, you go to the bottom, ensure you're tightening. In this case, I've already tightened it, and I'm just giving it a little play to ensure that it don't tighten too tight. There we go. So once that is done, you ensure that you get all the parts back in place as they were before you pull it. So I'm putting back the wheel on. Get all the nuts in the bolt. And as usual, I always use my tower port tool, so getting it sorted out. Once you get the power tool on, you don't want to tighten it too tight, and it can't open again, so you use your hand tool. You give it an extra touch